when you look at what he was as a heel, the Montreal Screwjob and the battles with Stone Cold Steve Austin and the battles with his own family, what a to me, he's the number one heel in the business.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Machine by Sportskeeda. Of course, you can find us on YouTube at WrestleBinge and anywhere you download your favorite podcast. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with my two fantastic co-hosts. First of all, he is a legendary pro wrestling journalist, Mr. Bill Apter, and WWE Hall of Famer, Teddy Long. Hey, guys.
Holla, player.
Hey, listen. I want to clear something up before we go any further. Sure. And this is not in our list of things to do, but I got a lot of heat from a lot of people at Sportskeeda for not putting Trish Stratus on my hottest women list. I'm going to tell you why I didn't, because she is not hot. She's ultra hot. Oh, they did not ask us about ultra hot. They only asked us about hot. Ultra hot is a different list, and Trish Stratus is at the top of the ultra hots, number one with me. Take it, Mac.
No. Good way to get out of it, Bill.
Good.
Yeah, great excuse, Bill. Very good.
He'd make a great politician.
Never even heard of anything called ultra hot. Never even heard of nothing.
I saw Trish at WrestleMania.
They never heard of SmackDown until it was coined. So ultra hot. And then also, I wanted to, another thing I just coined this week, somebody at one of the conventions at Icons of Wrestling that said, weren't you a dirt sheet guy? I said, no, I'm a clean sheet. So.
And I hear a lot of bad things about dirt sheets right now. It's really kind of pile on the dirt sheet sites right now. And when you go to social media, you'll hear a lot of people fussing about them. I don't consider what we do at all for anybody that thinks, we get offended. I'm not offended because we're not dirt sheet writers. We're podcasters. We're just here talking about wrestling. We're not here throwing trash around like some of those dirt sites may do.
Wait. We're talking about Trish Stratus, and we're broadcasters.
Yeah. Well, we are broadcasters, and I can say that she's ultra hot.
Did that go over everyone's head? Did that go over everyone's head?
Right over the top.
Broadcaster.
He can't hang on to a bald head, Bill. Hey, look, before I forget, because I know as we get the show going, I'm going to forget this, but if you have not gone to the WWE Network and watched Superfan, you're missing out on a fantastic documentary about the Superfan and WWE. His name was Vladimir.
Vlad. Yeah.
Vlad. Yeah. It's just an incredible thing. Teddy, if you have not seen that yet, I meant to send you a link to that. It is just incredible and it's so emotional when you watch this show. I did not expect that. And I'll be honest, I choked up a couple of times during this program. It's only 30 minutes long, but it's got so much information and it is so good and as well done as WWE always does with their documentaries. Bill, did you have a chance to see that?
Yes, I did. I loved it. And I've known Vlad since the 70s, actually. And I'm actually on that documentary, but it's a voice clip about wrestling fans. I was thrilled to be on there. But what a great emotional ride with this super fan, Vladimir. And Mike Johnson from PW Insider had a lot to do with rallying the WWE to finally get that on. It was taped ages ago, and it was fabulous.
Do we know how Vlad is doing now?
I haven't talked to him in a while, but according to Mike, he's doing well, and he's got his own wrestling figure being made now, too.
Oh, really? That is cool. That is cool. Teddy, do you remember the Superfan Vlad?
No.
Yeah, he was ringside almost every show, especially in New York at the Madison Square Garden.
Always
to see Vlad.
I probably remember him if I've seen him. I'm pretty sure I know exactly who he was.
All right, I want to move on to something I saw on Sportster just recently. These are the top 10 heels that they are saying that are out there in professional wrestling. So I'm going to give you the top 10 of what they had, and then I want to talk about some other names that aren't on this list that come to your minds. Now, here's number 10 was Edge as one of the top heels of all time. Number 9 was Roddy Piper. Number 8 was Chris Jericho. Number 7, Ric Flair. Number 6, Triple H. Number 5, Randy Savage. Number 4, Randy Orton. Number 3, Paul Heyman. Number 2, Brock Lesnar. And number 1, who do you think?
Oh, I don't even want to guess. Who
According to Sportster, Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I was going to say NWO Hollywood Hulk Hogan was going to come out of my mouth. Not Hulk Hogan, but the NWO Hollywood Hulk Hogan version.
Are we missing names, though, on that list? Because I can think of a lot of other names that are not on that list. Talking around in your head for a minute. Like, I'm thinking Jake the Snake Roberts, another great heel.
Absolutely. Definitely.
You know, even when it comes down to managers, you got people like Bobby Heenan, a great heel. I mean, you know,
Paul Heyman being up there, he was like number 3.
Paul Heyman was sitting at number 3. You're right,
number 3, and he's not. I thought this was just wrestlers.
No, these are I guess the top 10 heels ever in professional wrestling.
Well, we're missing the greatest heel in pro wrestling history.
Now you're fired. Yes, that's the one.
Vince McMahon Jr. was the greatest bad guy in the world. Nobody did it. Nobody hated him so much as they hated other people. I didn't say that right, but when you look at what he was as a heel, the Montreal Screwjob, and the battles with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the battles with his own family. What a to me, he's the number 1 heel in the business. Always.
I think Teddy, we've said this before too. I think maybe on Road Trip we mentioned the fact that we also think that the number 1 heel was Vince McMahon. I mean, out of everybody, he is number 1, and he's not anywhere on this list. So that amazes me.
And because he made you believe, because he did stuff to himself that, you know, some people just wouldn't do. So that's why I always said, if he's going to do it, how can I tell him what I'm not going to do?
And Vince, the great thing about Vince is he was able to be a heel because he was able to tap into that other side of him that was actually probably really there, and he could bring out some of those things and really be that language, you know, of a boss. And it was just tremendous.
He enjoyed every minute of it. He loved it.
Sure did.
Now, I saw that Vince Russo even mentioned that Vince never asked to be put in anything. He had to go to Vince and say, Vince, I think you need to do this. And that's what Vince would do. Vince would never allow himself to say, hey, I want to be on TV. He had to be asked to be on TV, which is odd, you know, being that you're the owner of the company. But it doesn't surprise me in the end.
You play the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Ratings went up. Ratings went up when he was on. It's a business.
Everybody plays the game, including the boss.
Always.
Right. And do you remember how much heat he got when he did the Kiss the Boss's Butt with Ultra Hot Trish Stratus?
Yes.
Ultra Hot.
I worked with him back there with me and Undertaker with the kidnapping and stuff. You know, he had me where I had his picture. I was trying not to show him his picture, and he was threatening me. Oh man, it was great working with him.
Is Vince intimidating to work with, or is he really easy to work with?
He's easy to work with if you understand him. You know what I mean? You got to know when Vince comes, it's all bullshit out the way now. Stop it completely. Let everything now needs to be professional, and that's what you do. And I'd rather him come in and check my stuff than anybody, because if Vince comes and checks it, if it's good, he's gone. If his ain't good, he's going to tell you right there, let's do it over. So that was one thing about him, man. He went off script on me with me and the Taker deal where we were talking about the picture. He started talking to me about something that wasn't even written. Okay, now he scared me to death, but I'm live TV, no, I can't stop. So he said something to me about something I did or something, and I said no. I said I work for you, sir. And he stopped talking. He didn't say nothing no more, and he left. And later on that night, Undertaker came to me and told me that I stumped him. He said nobody has ever stumped him. He said he didn't have nothing to say. And then I saw Vince at the end of the night, and he looked at me and he says, "You're too much," and he kept walking.
Now, Vince was
I know a lot of guys that have worked for him, and a lot of them said that they all respected him, but when he was around, they found him just his presence was very intimidating.
Well, he made he made you, become professional. You know what I mean? Like I said, he made me understand really what the wrestling business was all about. This is no joke. This is nothing you play with. This is our job here. This is what feeds you. You know what I mean? And I didn't get none of that kind of training in WCW and NWA. I had the on-the-job training. So that's how I had to work there. But just to learn so much from Vince and to really understand what this business is all about. And for the creative side, I learned a lot there because I kept my mouth shut, kept my ears open, and I watched everything. So it was just great to learn from him, man. I owe everything to that man.
He was Vince McMahon and The Undertaker, currently, as we are recording this, are in Saudi Arabia. And Vince made a comment at a recent event. This was the boxing event from this past weekend that he was attending. And he made the comment that Saudi Arabia is the new home of WWE. Bill, what was he trying to say? Is this new?
I don't know.
That
stumped me. They just moved into the new building in Connecticut. Yeah. So maybe he means maybe it was taken out of context and it's a home for WWE. Maybe they just, WWE feels at home there. I don't.
It was really odd.
Maybe they're going to. Well, they might open an office there for all we know.
Hey, you never know. They said that the UFC, because they want to make that the entertainment capital of the world, is what they're trying to do in Saudi Arabia. And it seems like the UFC and WWE and many other groups are all on board on doing that. So who knows? Maybe they will end up in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, open an office there. Why not? Oh, Shane McMahon's son, Declan, spoke about potentially entering the business. Did you know him when he was a little kid?
I did meet him. I just don't remember, but I remember meeting, Shane's wife and the kids at WrestleManias. They were always there. But like I said, I can't remember, but he's a little bitty kid, though. I do remember meeting his family.
Well, this is, he spoke about entering the business, says when you come up in this family business and you see it, when WrestleMania 32 came to AT&T Stadium and running out there with my dad, it was the coolest experience of my life just to see 100,000 people, sold out crowd. He is definitely interested in getting into the business. So, it was family owned. It's now, of course, not owned by the family. But what do you think about another McMahon entering the business, Teddy?
Well, I think that's not bad. I mean, like you said, they're not family owned anymore. But I don't know whether NXT has anything to do with the people that bought them, the people that...
they do. Of course they do. Yeah.
Well, because I'm thinking that maybe the NXT solely still belonged to WWE, and then that way it didn't have nothing to do with it. So, I mean, I don't know,
So you think Declan should come up maybe if he's going to try it out and come up in NXT rather than going right into the mainstream?
Right, yeah, and then you can see what they're doing now. If you watch the programming, you see now that they're bringing up, and they used to didn't do this, they're bringing up a lot of stars from NXT to Raw and SmackDown, making their debuts. So they're building that NXT brand. So now that when those guys come to Raw and SmackDown, they can go back to NXT and they can start running more house shows down there, more live events and stuff. You know what I mean? Because you really give them a big push there, bringing them up to the main roster.
Yeah. Obviously, Mac Davis did not want to discuss the Shane McMahon, Declan McMahon segment with us. So welcome back, Mac Davis.
You know what it is? It's Halloween and somebody's pranking or something. We lost internet. A complete blackout all of a sudden. It's like, where'd I go? But I don't know what you're talking about. So, hey, we're at the end of the show anyhow. We only got a couple of minutes left. So tell me, what do you guys got coming up?
Well, we already talked about WrestleCade coming up November 24th, 25th, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. You and I are going to be there, Mac. I told Bill, he's not going to be able to make it this time.
Thanksgiving family.
And other than that, I guess everybody's just going to have a happy Halloween and try to stay safe.
And now I will say this, we do get to see Bill next year in 2024. Actually, we'll be at the SICW Fan Fest 2, and all three of us will be there this time together, which I believe will be the first. Is that the first time we've ever been?
Mo, Larry, and Curly. Will be there. And that Friday night, I am doing my one-man show.
Yes.
So
Yep.
Special.
And I'm usually at those shows, so you'll see me probably at that show as well because I'm usually in there with Bill.
And what he means about the one-man show is that's it, that nobody's there but him. That's the one-man show.
I like that. No, Mac Davis, and that's cool, Teddy. I like that. Mac, you got to run my tech again this time. You're my tech guy, too.
Absolutely. You know I'll be there. You just ask me and I'll be there.
Teddy, that's good.